Mm. Hey, what's up, guys? You are on episode 8 of The Creative Athlete. I have a very special guest. Let me add her to the screen. Margo is in the building. What's up, Margo?
Hey, what's up? How are you?
I'm doing well. Welcome to the show. Thanks for jumping on such short notice. How are you doing this evening?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me. It's
Oh yeah,
exciting. Yeah,
absolutely. I saw my shout out to my guy Echelon. I'll probably shout out Echelon every episode, but he um he shared my post, and he was one of my first NFT artists that I interviewed, and he's just been kind of helping me get the word out about interviewing artists. I have athletes and stuff that come on, but it's great to talk about NFTs, talk about cryptocurrency, and kind of inform those people who don't have Twitter
yeah,
about about some of these amazing projects. So um jumping right into it, Margot, um, you're an artist. You're an NFT artist. You do one of one art. You do P art. What made you sell your work on the Avalanche Network?
so actually, I knew absolutely no Twitter or crypto. I had a friend of mine who I think kind of got sick of my paintings being like wadded up in the closet and being,
Hmm.
in the basement every time they visit, and so it set up my entire profile for me.
Hmm.
And I think as an artist, you're a little bit nervous about putting yourself out there and putting out your work. Um, and it's been a great response, and I'm really happy to go with kind of the Avalanche and not another site as far as
Right.
my first um, place to start marketing my work, because the
Right.
people are super supportive. They're tons,
Right.
and I met a lot of great people. So
Right.
it's kind of by default, if that makes sense. And
Mhm.
I'm loving it so far, and it's been a great avenue for me.
Right. Okay. Well, that's what's up. And I know you mentioned, off the air that your friend kind of led you here. So overall, you're kind of like me. You're still learning about
Yeah.
NFTs and the whole cryptocurrency. And Echelon talks about, like the transactions per second and all. That sounds like foreign language to me. I'm gonna be honest, but I am learning. And that's what's cool about the Avalanche Network too, is that everybody's willing to share information. And I think we're in it at a great time because we know that over time this probably will fade away. Just because I think that's just how it is. Eventually, things kind of lead to becoming competitive. But it's really cool, man. In the Avalanche communities, there's a lot of great shows that they have. The Power Hour, you know,
Yeah, the spaces are great. And
right.
also to do physical copies of people's PFPs. So I've done a couple custom works, and
Mm.
that's just been a really rad experience. I've never
Right.
done that before, and um, my work's a little bit cartoony, but I that's really the first time I've done actual like meerkats and party animals. So it's
Let's
been a
take a let's take a look at that. We'll go look at and this is the link on Campfire here, OX Margo's custom PFP, so you guys can check that out on Campfire. I'm gonna share it on the screen right here. Give me a few seconds. Let's see here. Margo, what kind of wine is that?
um it's a red blend.
Oh, okay.
Whatever I had just kind of hanging out. Usually I'm a white wine drinker, but
Let me see. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples of your custom PFP. So how do we? So if we wanted to get a custom PFP made, we just hit you up and
yeah.
or we kind of let you know our vision of what we want, and you connect with us like that.
Yeah, usually like people have just kind of DM'd me and said, "Can you make this?" I take a look at it and we just talk about it, as far as size and things like that and how long it's going to take.
Mm.
Um, and then I'll go at it and start painting it, and then just touch base with them and make sure that they're happy, and I have them pay shipping and we send it out.
So wait, Margo, let's make sure that the people understand because I'm really just kind of waking up to the fact that you're painting these. These aren't. This isn't digital.
No,
Make sure you guys understand that, right? You're painting these pictures. Um,
yep,
it takes time, but it is one of one, right? And then obviously once you paint it, then you can do what you did right here with this picture,
yep,
which is pretty cool. You added the smoke, kind of going from it, right?
yep. We added the smoke, made the NFT, but every piece of work that I do is all well thus far with that my first collection. It's all been acrylic on canvas, so it all starts out as a hand painting. And then we turn it, my friend and I turn it into an NFT and kind of go from there. And whoever purchases it gets a framed, signed
Mm.
thing. So an actual painting they can hang on their wall.
Wow.
A bit different, but I think it's
Wait,
nice.
hey, but hey, listen, don't say a little bit different like it's a bad thing.
Oh, it's not.
That's really cool.
I love, like, my whole house is like nothing but painting. So
Right. Man, that's dope. So basically, if I wanted a custom PFP, I could have this, which is my one of one digital art, which in a sense we're basically creative partners in a sense, because I gotta show you my vision, and then from there you're gonna go create it, paint it, and it comes to life in a digital form and a physical form, because it's gonna
yeah.
come in the canvas, right? and
Hmm.
and so with this, if you don't mind me asking, is the price gonna vary depending on the time and what how extensive the design is?
Yeah, the price, how big you want it to. As far as materials and things go. I mean, if it's gonna take, like, the meerkat took a long time, but the avalanche party animal didn't take as long. So it's really based on how intricate the detail is and how
Mhm.
long it takes. Because I still got to work my regular type job. So
Right.
this is my weekend fun job. So
All right. So you said this one took a little bit longer.
that one took a little bit longer. It's I was able to infuse a little bit of my style into it.
Mhm.
But it's a lot more detailed than I usually do. So it
Mhm.
just took a little longer, but it was a ton of fun. So and the
So,
and the recipient was super happy with it. So that kind of made my day.
right. Hey, sorry, somebody's flying behind a motorcycle. No, but so this is really basically new age art, in the sense of like, because that's kind of like, really almost like from a social media standpoint, we all want to be the first to do or first to have, and I think having customization options um, gives you a lot of leeway to be different, and the fact that you're painting these. I have a friend by the name of Al that I'm going to send this clip. His girlfriend is an excellent painter. Also, she does like freehand and all of that. And I'll off the air, I'll share some of her work with you. But I've been telling her about this whole NFT approach, and she has some great artwork. And maybe you can kind of educate her on it. I don't know. Who knows if you guys can form an alliance, because it's I don't know. The women are taking over. You guys are taking over. So, uh,
Yeah, right. Come on.
right, right. Okay, so let's talk about Tasty Bit. All right. So Tasty Bit, this is your first collection, correct?
My collection. Yep, it's 20 pieces, one of one. Um, it was a lot of fun to create, but each piece is, very. It's really each piece is unique in so much as looking at like relationships between people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some of the pieces have a lot more meaning to me, and some are just looking focusing on like stability and support.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, these pieces, they're a lot of fun, and I hate clothes on my paintings. Like, if I could just paint nudes and naked people all the time, I'd be really happy.
Right.
Um, but I abstract painter,
Uh-huh.
so it's not, I don't like to put faces this whole collection was really for the purchaser or the person viewing the work.
Right.
It's the ability for them to actually like take a peek at it, be able to like put themselves in that situation.
Uh-huh.
Um, really catch the vibe of the painting. And a lot of them are sexual in nature. And that's my general style. I like to be vulnerable and out there and really pulling that taboo piece through my paintings,
Right.
but in abstract. So the onlooker, even though maybe it's not something that they think about or do in their everyday life,
Uh,
maybe it's something that they think about on their own. So it's just is kind of normalizing some of those thoughts and putting them out there.
what this is kind of like. And some of my people watching this, they know of this artist by the name of Future. I'm sure maybe you've heard of it, but Future has some very over the top lyrics. They're very forward, very blunt, and he really, to a certain degree, says, like you said, what most people would want to say. Or like for me, there's a lot of this I want. Like I told him when I messaged you, I was like, a lot of this artwork, I would want on my wall, and you were able to answer like, oh well, yeah, that's what you get. You get the digital picture, but
Yeah,
you also get the drawing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get me a Illuminati booty
yeah, and it,
bit
like it's
done for sure.
pretty big. That's friggin' awesome. And framed, so you just like unwrap it and hang it
Mhm.
up. So
So what's the smallest and what's the largest size you do?
well, these are all like 16 by 20. So just to
Mhm.
stay consistent collection, I all the paintings are the same size. I
Uh,
can do any size of painting. I prefer to do more on the larger scale. So these are on the smaller scale for me, just
mhm,
because I'm strong brush strokes, a lot of just emotion and craziness when I'm painting. Um, and I'm not a super detailed painter unless I have to be. Sometimes that can
mhm.
be a little treacherous for me, but paying attention for that long can be tough. But so generally, I do a little bit larger paintings.
Okay, yeah, I like that. So you say 16 by 20,
Yep, these are 16 by 20.
and it's canvas, right?
Yep, it's
Like
canvas.
that.
hmm
Okay.
And these are acrylic. Um, and this is actually my first collection in acrylic. I generally paint in oil, so this has been a learning experience all the way through. It's been awesome though.
What was different about it?
It's just a different medium. So like the oil, I mean, if you were gonna ship out an oil and someone ordered it, it would take like a month to dry.
Uh,
So they dry faster. The colors are a little bit more vibrant, and if you screw up, it's easier to make changes. So it's just like I said, generally I'd paint in oil previously. It's a little bit
mhm,
more forgiving, and it's nicer on a larger surface. But
mhm.
these turned out great. I wanted something really bright and almost like annoying in some aspects.
Right.
I think it just catches your eye, and turning it into an NFT was a lot easier with the vibrancy of the paint colors. So the palette's pretty loud, which I love.
Right. So, and I'm glad that whoever your friend is, man, next time you come on the show, I want whoever they are to come on, and I want to give them a high five because
Yeah.
you mentioned off the air that a lot of these paintings you just were, or some of your artwork you kind of had where it was just kind of in your closet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's just been sitting around. So this collection wasn't sitting around as much. I had already started it, and I'm like, what am I going to do with all of these pieces? So
right,
yeah, I'm glad there's an outlet for them for sure.
definitely. So what range of things can you how versatile, and I hope this isn't a disrespectful question, but how versatile are you as a drawer? Like obviously I have a sports background. Now with being able to put your spin on it, um would you be able to create something along with kind of like what you do, maybe like without the faces, but like sports, kind of like
Oh yeah,
sports options?
for
Uh,
sure. I actually just did a musical. I'm doing some musical studies for my next collection. Actually, did a kind of a derivative of Louis Armstrong last weekend, just as a
yeah.
study piece. So, yep, I've done sports before. I played soccer most of my life, so I have always kind of, and I coached, so I've always been really involved in sports as well. And the nice thing about when you're looking at sports or dancing and swimming or anything like that, you really get to have the movement in the
Right.
metrical shapes. So it
Mm.
gives you another opportunity. So yeah,
That's what's up, man. I like it, man. I love what you're doing.
thank you. Super
I think it,
fun.
I think it can only be bigger. Well, I had this question of where do we purchase the canvas print version, but you've already answered that. That kind of comes with the package. If
Yep.
you guys want a painting from Margo, you would message her at, let me go to her page, OX Margo. And where else would they, do you have any other contact, or do you prefer them to contact you there on Twitter?
Yep. On Twitter, you can contact me. And if you there should be a link to Campfire, and you can see all the tasty bits.
Okay. Do you have a favorite from your Tasty Bit collection?
I do, and I actually just sold it, and I just packaged it up and sent it overseas. So
Hmm.
it'll be the very last one I did, which is number 20 of 20. It's a
Let's
blue
see.
gap kind of sitting there. I think it's called Solitude. And I painted that on a Sunday, which is a
Mhm.
super emotional for me, anyways. And she really just captured my feelings for that day. And I was able to put those out like, you know what, you're alone. It's okay. Kind of navigating things, and it's okay. You can still
Right.
be, strong and beautiful and, intact. It doesn't make you broken. So, yep, I actually pulled this one, and I packaged it up, and I sent a super long letter because it's a super strong emotional piece for me. I can really identify with her. So that's my favorite one in this collection.
When you're creating, what kind of setting do you have? Like, is there ever like, I know for me as a basketball player, on game days I have certain routines that I like to go through. What's a routine for you as an artist?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I try and get up early, obviously, and my studio is in another town, so it's kind of nice that I can just go and be alone and stop. I really just stop at the health food store, and I just grab lunch and whatever I need for the day and bring it there and just start painting. And usually I'm painting for about 10 hours to 13 hours a day. Um,
Whoa.
I know I know most artists. I wish I had this skill where I could come back to it.
Mhm.
But once I've got that like feeling inside me, it just has to come out. So
Mhm.
I I've painted for like 20 hours at a time before. I have this thing where I have to finish everything I start, and I'm sure it's like some weird form of OCD, but like I just like get in there and I'm like, okay, I'm not stopping until it's done, and I'll be there for like a good day or so.
Well, I tell you what. Well, let's exchange superpowers in, because I wish I could lock in on, you know, one thing at one time, and just like execute. That's what it's about. That's the only way you can get it done, is by full execution. So,
Yeah.
but man, that's real commitment, to go 12, 13, half day basically.
What
um
I mean, you have to when you have like lots of other side hustles, right? You have lots going on, and you just have to keep
Absolutely.
working and get it done. And I'm super passionate about it, and it takes everything out of me. But at the end of the day, like I know that that's why I'm here, and that's
Yeah.
what I was meant to do. And my real type job is just another side hustle. That's kind of how I look at it. So yeah,
Oh, okay. And so, kind of a twofold question here. At what
yeah.
point did you figure out you were an artist, and then, or I guess what age, and then from there, I guess, how did you realize that, oh, I'm kind of good at this, like, within uh creating, I guess.
I I guess I never really thought that I was good. I started doing it. Um, Probably, like, when I was 14,
Mhm.
and just kind of did it like an outlet. Um, my parents were never really on board with it. They didn't like my work. They wanted me to be a
Right.
physician. So,
Okay.
um, eh, I when I graduated from from high school, I got a scholarship to a art institute for art school.
Mm,
Went for a month and quit. I decided that like people telling me what to do was not going to work for me, and
right.
telling me how to draw and how to paint and what colors I should use. I was kind of a shit. I was just like, nope, I'm not fucking doing this. Sorry. I don't know if I can swear on here or not, but I was like,
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I'm not creating like what you fucking want me to create. I'm not doing it.
Right.
So
Um,
I kind of self-taught. I think a lot of artists just self-teach.
mm,
My like great uncle is Jan Matulka, so I do have relatives that are professional painters or were professional
right.
painters,
Uh,
and I just kept doing it, and like I said, everything just went in the closet. Nobody saw it. It
right.
just stayed
Right.
in the closet. So
What,
yeah, you guys are the first people to really see it. So
so would you say that as an artist, being that you were making these cool paintings and then kind of hiding them, do you feel like as an artist, your artistry was like an outlet for you to kind of get away, just kind of like from the world? Because I'm sure back then you had the same approach, painting for several hours, so you got it done.
yeah, no, that's completely it. And especially like, all the shit you go through when you're like a teenager and figure out your life and figure out what's coming next. And you always have these like, stuff's always going to go wrong where you have all this like pent up crap that you have to like release. And art was a really good release for me. And then I just found
Right.
out that I really enjoyed it. So, like I said, this is the first big collection I've done, and it was a blast. I'm really looking forward to the next one. So,
Transitioning to your book. All right, now I got like one more question, and I'll let you get out of here. Um,
yeah.
Reimagining grief. Um, let's talk about it. What? And I know you said that you haven't mentioned it much. Anybody will. Here we are, dropping another talent. What inspired the book?
Actually, I had a kind of a trauma happen. I had a daughter that passed away. So this was kind of a book that I wrote as just kind of a cathartic approach and therapeutic approach. But I found that like people who go through a lot of really like bad shit sometimes don't really have the support that they need.
Right.
And I really, it's a raw emotional book, and I wrote it to really kind of give some people some comfort,
Mm,
that like all the thoughts and things that happen right after you go through trauma or go through loss, um, are normal, and the thoughts that
right.
you have are normal. So it's kind of a twofold approach, is really just giving support to people who have gone through some bad crap and trying to like navigate that journey.
Right. Okay. Well, it looks
Those are
cool.
for me.
Yeah,
So
I'm saying it again.
I said it's a relatively new thing for me. It took me 4 years to write it, but I just had to do it.
And how long has it been here on Amazon?
Probably like 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
So this is brand new. I'll
it's brand. Yep.
yeah, when we hang up, I'll definitely go make a purchase and give you support, because that's the wave here in the Avalanche community. If you're watching this, I'm gonna clip this up. Please reshare this, and then I have the link also. I want to say on the post of this video. So it's only $26. Go check it out, and give Margo some support on her book.
Thank you.
All right. And final question, Margo, what's next for you? Any new projects? Obviously, the book is one of those things, but what's next for you on the horizon for NFTs?
Yeah. For my art, for artistically, I'm starting a new collection. I'm really looking at like study of music through
Mm,
movement. Um, I've been looking at some like of Degas paintings and some of Kandinsky's paintings, and looking at how I can mirror like real life figures with more of a geometrical flavor.
right.
And then I'm hoping to actually dabble a little bit in some digital art. I've had some great artists in the spaces kind of prod me a little bit to
Mm.
just give it a chance. I've always been a fine arts or fine art painter.
Right.
I mean, I throw pottery and things like that, but that doesn't make an NFT. So doing that and then doing some more like custom work. And I love, kind of doing recreating people's PFPs for them and doing those derivatives has been a blast. So hopefully with my next collection, I'm looking like an 8 of 8 to really look at
Mm.
music and mirroring that with art and how we can show movement with geometric shapes. So looking
Wow.
forward to that.
Sounds cool, man. Sounds cool. So, if you are on Twitter, follow Margo OX Margo. If you want a custom PFP, which is a profile pic, if you're watching this and you don't, we've been saying PFP the whole time. Uh, which profile pic if you're unfamiliar with that.
That's my one token thing that I've learned. So
Right.
never.
I've learned so much. It's like hearing these guys in the spaces talk about so many different, like slang words for the crypto spaces and all of that. But yeah, it's fun, man. Now, would you? Yeah, obviously we're on Avalanche. Are you gonna look to expand as you move forward? To other chains that from or as you educate yourself more, other chains that
Yeah.
you're interested in. Would you put your artwork there?
No, I'm completely open to it. I really like support's nice. It's a small community. It's a great community. I've been in a lot of kind of women's spaces, which has been nice to connect with some women artists. And a lot of them are like on ETH and a couple other different formats. So I'm just kind of playing around with it right now. I'm super happy with the community and um, just kind of learning as I go. So I'm open to it, but like I said, the people on Avalanche they're pretty boss. I can't complain about it. So
Okay, well, I would like to thank you for coming on the show. You are the first female that I've had, and it's been a blast. And listen,
I love.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. I want and share this in some of those spaces. I would love to talk to you know more females about their projects or just their interest in the crypto space. And
Yeah.
just like with you, we can talk about your other projects as well, whether it's your books or whatever you're doing. That's what this is about. We're just educating people and hopefully inspiring people to be creative or open up to being creative or seeking creativity. So you're the first female on, so I'm gonna send you an Avalanche jersey that I custom did. Uh, so I'll send this to you. I'll get your address when we hang up.
Awesome.
And I am real quick before we get out here. I am gonna be making more of these. If you are interested in having your own Avalanche jersey, this picture is terrible because I have it on my webcam. Where is it? There we go. So you can have your own custom Avalanche jersey, or if you just want the jersey with no name on the back of it. Nonetheless, I'm going to place an order. It takes them about 12 days to get in. Um, so message me under this picture. I'll post a picture of it, a picture of the jersey under this live once I get off of here. Margo, I'm gonna definitely reach out and have you back on the show. I'm
Thank
definitely
you.
gonna want to do a custom PFP, and then I'm also gonna want my own tasty bit custom vibe as well. So, and I'm gonna buy your book. So
Thank
go
you.
buy Margo's book. Follow her on Twitter. And yeah, thanks for watching the Creative Athlete, guys. This is episode 8, and we're signing out.